back, you little dirty boys. Yes. I think I'm going to call you all the stinkers. Dirty gentlemen, the Dirty Slam is back for episode 4, I think. Episode 4 of the Dirty Slam podcast. It's not just me anymore. Boys in the back have some special news. I'm bringing in my lovely, beautiful fiance, the Dirty Master Lover General. Why don't you say hi to the boys?
Hey, everybody.
Oh yeah, this is sick. We got a full mic setup going here. You see this? You see the wheel spin, rocking and rolling. This is going to be another team-oriented analysis episode. We're going to look at who is on top, who's on the bottom, who's in the middle. I know who's on bottom, and it sure as heck ain't me. Dirty Master's never on the bottom. Rodsbods know all about that, baby.
Oh, gotta love Rodsbods.
Okay, well, don't say it like that now. I'm not going to have Roddy take you away from me. All right, here we go. We're doing our wheel spin to see who is going to get analyzed bruisers. I'll remove them from the list. Bruisers, congratulations. I'm going to pause this recording, and when I come back, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
How do I pause it?
Technical difficulties.
Hello, boyos, and perhaps a lady out there who knows. We got some boys looking for ladies. So if you're a lady out there looking for a boy, hit us up. At official DGFL on Twitter. I'll set you up with a boy.
Rodspots.
No. Rodspot's got a girl. I know he's doing it long distance style.
Way to go, Rodspots.
It's new. We just learned about it. Thanks, Rodspots. We really appreciate you out there grinding.
Sorry, ladies. He's off the market.
What is our fascination with Roddy? Every week I call out the Rodspots in one way or another. Hey, this is a call out here. If you're watching this, Peyton Sowell, if you're watching this, message in the chat. I'm going to give you till noon on Thursday, July 11th. If you don't message in the chat, we'll know that you are a hater. And when we hate you more.
And when we hate.
Shut up. All right, here we go. Looking at the trades for the Bruisers. We going all the way back to 2020. Not very many trades. Sorry about this. This is crazy here in the studio. We got soundproof walls, so I'm going ham. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Bruisers here. I got to look at these trades, or else we're going to run out of time. We got to go. We got a nice at the top. Amari Cooper fleeced the Ryan Chafin squad, the Gobblers. Almost forgot your name there. You're so irrelevant. Amari Cooper is definitely more valuable than a second, but Gobblers, good on you getting some picks. Send some to the Veggies. We need some players. The Veggies do. All right. Looking in 2023 was not the year of the Bruisers. I hated these trades. Good God. Jake Ferguson and Mike Evans in a second for Jalen Waddle. Yeah, that's a yikes for me, buddy. Or a yowie. Sorry. Yowie! Yeah, that's a yowie. I think Jalen Waddle is significantly more valuable, especially because I'm a Miami native. Got to put that out there for the folks. We got a yikes coming in. Michael Penix essentially gave up Michael Penix and a second for Gabe Davis. Anything involving Gabe the Babe Davis is a failure. That guy sucks. Looks like you're getting scammed by the Rodspods year in and year out. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just be on the lookout, guys. Whenever you're going up against the Rodspods, he is going to snipe you in this deal. DeAndre Swift for a first and Deebo Samuel. Good Lord, DeAndre Swift is good, but not that good. We'll see what that first turns out to be. It could be a massive game changer, and the Bruiser Bears are going to hate that. I said meh on this trade for Najee Harris. I mean, it's 108. Caleb Williams is a stud. Najee Harris is probably equivalent to that value. I'd say Najee's a pretty good player. Hunter Renfrow, Chase Edmonds, we don't care about him. Tyreek Hill, holy smokes. I almost made a new scale for that trade. Bruiser Bears absolutely pantsed the Agave. Oh, almost got canceled there. Chris Love got it coming in, stealing Patrick Mahomes out of the Veggies camp for only the 104 and the 211. Tyjae Spears, pretty good player. Kenneth Walker, pretty good player. But Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in football for the next future of our lifetimes. Whatever that means. Going into 2021, we got Dameon Pierce getting Cordero Patterson back. Yeah, that's a yikes. We got a Yowie coming down the line, giving up Rashad White for Tyler Higbee again. I don't care if you didn't make that pick on the spot, if that happened in the future. Just want to reiterate that I don't care about any of that. I'm just looking at the trade for trade, what happened in the long run. You gave up Tyler Higbee. That pick ended up being Rashad White. Yeah, that is a Yowie. Yippee here. Javonte sucks. So, unfortunately, UNC guy here, but Javonte not been it. Hopefully he gets healthy and wins some snaps, but that guy might be out of a career next year. Going forward, we got some players that are no longer active. I mean, Jordan Reed, what that guy, is he a Hall of Famer or is he just mediocre? That name sounds pretty epic. We got Raheem Mostert down there at the bottom. I put nice in question marks, mainly because he's still playing, and I don't remember what was picked at the 108. It doesn't even say there. So I'm going to say nice. Raheem Mostert was like the RB2 or something like that, so good on you, Chris. You must have seen that coming a mile away. Keenan Allen snagging him, actually giving him up. Yeah, that's a Yowie. Keenan Allen giving him up, giving Nico Collins up. Yowie. Chris, your overall trading score, if you look down there at the trading scale, Yowie's -2, Yikes -1, Met 0, Nice 1, Yippee 2. We're trading you out at a -4. Try and get better, buddy. Not looking good for you. So I'm going to flip the screens and we'll come right back.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Dirty Slam in the room. Gonna sweep you away with the broom. Gonna analyze the bruises on this website. Yeah, I'm gonna make you light. Put you in the stars. Put you in the dirt. You are but a butt of losers. Yeah, that's sick beat coming at you from the Dirty Slam. Oh, God. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Team Bruisers here, managed by Chris Lofgada. Tier Frisky. I would agree with that. Make the playoffs, might not make the playoffs. We'll see. Starter rank is number 7. I'd probably put them higher. They got pretty great starters. Overall rank 12 though. You know, I thought that was a little harsh, but we're going to get into the roster upcoming, and you're going to realize that it's not as harsh as you think. The Bruisers have a rough roster. The back end of their team is bad. They don't have any picks. It's not looking great for the Bruiser Bears. I mean, look at their average age. This isn't even weighted. This isn't even weighted based on skill. It's just the pure age is 27 or more. League average is like 25 or 26. But, I mean, looking at the roster here, it's really top-heavy. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Swift, Najee Harris. Great 6 players. From there, Jake Ferguson, fine tight end. He's fine. Jaylen Warren is a backup running back. Devin Singletary is a dude who's probably out of the league next year, for all we know. Raheem Mostert might be in a committee with 3 running backs. I mean, he could be the RB2 again. We don't know. Matter of fact, while you're here, across the room from me, Sarah Kent, go ahead and give. You think Raheem Mostert, you think he's a top 10 running back upcoming season?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Raheem Mostert, book it. Top 10 running back. Bruisers, you got a good running back right there.
Yeah.
While we're here, we're looking at the rest of their team. Tyler Lockett's basically dead. Dylan Lobb, I've never even heard of that guy.
Me neither.
You've never heard of half these players. Tyler Higbee, terrible player. I mean, Josh Dobbs, I'm not even going to make the joke I'm about to make about him. You all know it. So I'm just looking at this roster, and I see this, right? Based on what I've said, Sarah Kent. Mm-hmm. Based on what I've said, obviously you know enough about football, but you're on the brink here of fantasy football. We won our league last year, right?
Right.
Me and you.
I was a champion.
First time we ever played, we kicked these old men's butt. These poor churchmen.
It's quite sad.
Men
actually.
of God.
We just came in and whooped.
Yeah, so anyway, based on what I've said about the Bruiser Bears, where do you find them finishing this season?
Oh, first for sure.
First?
Yeah.
What?
I'm on team Chris
Can
Lohop-Gaida.
can you explain that?
Well, I always root for an underdog. And I feel like everything you've been saying is a little harsh.
You should have heard me talk about the Rods Bods last week.
Well, I love Rod's
I
Bods
absolutely
too.
annihilated the Bods last week.
I think it's going to be a tie for first between the Bruisers and Rod's Bods.
That doesn't happen. That can't happen.
Yeah, but I want.
All right. You got to make a definitive statement here. Jokes aside, where do you actually think the Bruisers are going to finish?
How many teams are in the league?
There's 12 teams.
I'm going with maybe 11th.
11th?
Well, it doesn't sound very good.
Okay,
from
hold
what
on,
you've
hold
been
on.
saying.
Okay, all right. We're gonna team Dirty Slam members. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to reevaluate this this podcast here because I mean the starter rank is 7. Like they're a top 7 team according to the starters.
I'm so sorry. I was playing my New York Times games.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just move on. Bruiser Bears, you gotta. Let's just say that she thinks you're gonna go first. I am gonna bet. If I was a betting man, which I used to be.
You still are probably.
No, I'm out. I'm out of the game.
Time to come clean.
If I was a betting man, Bruiser Bears, unfortunately, I'm putting you finish 7th.
So basically what I said.
Exactly where the website says. I don't know. I feel like there's nothing crazy going on your roster. It's good enough to barely get close to the playoffs. But I don't know. You might make it. You might not. The Peacocks are going to kick your tail this year. Cheese Balls might give you a run for your money. Your division's tough now for the first time ever.
The cheese balls?
Yeah, Cheese
They're
Balls.
crazy.
Well, we'll do a good session on them in the future. They're actually up and coming. Who knows? At any rate, I'm gonna flip over to the sleeper page while I'm here, and just give you a game by game rundown of the Bruiser Bears. At least I think I got to remember how I did this last time. I just got to go week 1. Oh, yeah. I got to find the Dynasty Daddy projected playoff calculator here is going to load. And while it loads, I'm going to mention our sponsor for this week is Premium Frozen Custard from Super Chicks. If you've never been to Super Chicks over there in the Stonecrest Shopping Center, Charlotte, North Carolina, you got to go.
You have got to go.
What
are you doing with your life?
You see, my fiance here, the dirty queen general, she was a vegetarian her whole life until she tried a chicken tender from Super Chicks. She is converted.
Guys, it was pretty good.
Okay, so premium frozen custard, Super Chicks, chocolate covered strawberry. Hey, if you got this far in the podcast, and if you are here first, go ahead and type in the chat, Big Donnie, send me a present tonight. Big Donnie, make my stars alight. And if you send that message, you are in the raffle. All right, so
What's the prize?
They're in the raffle. So going forward here, the Bruisers are projected 7 wins. So let's see, 43% chance to make the playoffs. So let's see where the Bruisers are going to win. Let's see where the Bruisers are going to lose. Going into sleeper here, first matchup against the Peacocks, that's a loss. Sorry, you're not beating the Peacocks. I mean, that team is star-studded. Peacocks are coming in great. So 0-1 going into week 2, unfortunately, for the Bruisers. I'm going to say Bruisers beat the Pillas week 2. It's hot take. Pillas are coming in off another regular season win. I'm pretty sure. I keep making that claim. I'm not sure if he actually won it or the Duckies did. But the Pillas are really good. I think the Bruisers win week 2, though. Tyreek Hill probably goes off. Let's see who he plays. Buffalo. Thursday night. Yeah. I mean, I already said it. 1-1 Bruisers going into week 3. Week 4, Bruisers got the Swines. Golly, man, these are all 50-50 matchups. Bruisers, I think the Swines, it's coin flip. What do you think?
Swines.
All right, 1-2 Bruisers going into week 4. Sorry, Bruisers.
Hey, I was rooting for you at first.
Bruisers going into the Cheese Balls. Pretty sure this is a home matchup for the Bruisers. I'm taking the Bruisers here. 2-2 going into week 5. Going forward, we got a matchup against the Agave. It looks like Agave have a couple buys then. Yeah, that's. I'll say since there's a couple of buys and the Bruisers should be fully healthy, I'll say the Bruisers take that one. 3-2 going into 6. Bruisers face the Duckies. Yeah, that's 48 points. 48 points. Unfortunately, Bruisers, I don't think you're coming out on top there.
Womp womp.
3-3 going into week 7. You just got womp sucker. All right, here we go. Week 7, Bruisers going against the Cheese Balls. Looks like some more bye weeks. I'll take the Cheese Balls here. They split the series, unfortunately, for the Bruisers. So that means it's 3-4 going into week 8. Week 8 against the Veggies. You know, Veggies tend to drop games late in the series or late in the season, so I'll say 4-4 going into week 9. Crush the Wolves, 5-4. Week 10, they play the Peacocks. I'll say they lose. They get swept in that season series, 5-5. Week 11 here, we're looking at Rods Bods. A couple of guys on the bye for Bruisers. Bods are going to be full tank mode here probably at the end of the season. So I'm thinking the Bruisers end up adding some more talent there, or maybe the Bods get weaker. So I'm thinking 6-5 going into week 12. Crush the Frogs, 7-5. Week 13, get smoked by the Duckies. I think they probably get swept by the Duckies. So 7-6, and then Gobblers. Whoa, okay, beat the Gobblers last week. So I mean, right now, Bruisers, based on what I'm looking at here, I got you going 8-6. 8-6. Looking at the playoff calculator, that's going to get you on the border to make the playoffs. And if you're on the border to make the playoffs, I think that's a winning season for you. You got no picks, right? You got to go all in. What are you going to give up, though, to go all in? Not enough. You don't got enough talent. We already looked at your team. It's top-heavy, Bruisers. So if I'm looking at your team here, 8 wins is the goal. If you can get 8 wins, that's a good season. 9 wins, 10 wins, if you go further into the playoffs, you've already outlasted what everybody expects of you.
Except for me. I expect glory.
The Big One winner. You know the Bruisers were in the Big One. They lost in 2022. Did you know that?
I did not, but
Yep.
I'm really proud.
They had the most fraudulent loss in Big One history. The game was canceled. The NFL game was canceled, so their players didn't even get to play. Can you believe that?
I cannot.
Why are you like whispering sensually into Good God, you don't need to seduce the listeners.
I'm just talking.
Okay, all right. Bruisers, this is just a word of advice here. Just a word of advice from a seasoned rebuilder, right? Eventually, you got to look in the mirror and say, you know, sure, I got no picks. Sure, I got no prospects. I mean, my players, are they really that good? You got to keep looking in the mirror and say, man, is it worth it going on to the next day? I'm just kidding, Bruisers. Bruisers, I think you're going to do good. I give you 8 wins. I think you make the playoffs. I think you could sneak a game in the first round, but if you don't add some firepower, you're going to get bounced. The other option here is I know you just went and got Amari Cooper. I mean, that's a valuable trade to make. I think that was a good decision to get Amari Cooper. There's a way in this world that you might be able to recoup some future value by trading away Tyreek Hill, maybe trading away Patrick Mahomes, trying to tear down some of those elite guys, maybe getting a first in the future. You could maybe do that. I don't know if you want to, though, because if you can get 9 or 10 wins, make a deep run in the playoffs, it's so random. Every year, there's only been there's been no teams to have a bye win the Big One. There's the only team that hasn't been a 5 or 6 seed, I think, is the last year's champions, the Swine. I think every year it's been a 5 or a 6 seed except for last year. So if I'm the Bruisers, man, if I get 5 or 6 seed, I'm thinking Big One. I think your team is good enough. After all the slander I've said, I think it's not a bad shake to say that the Bruisers could actually win the Big One this year. They got dudes that can drop 50 points a week. Mahomes and Tyreek and Mostert, DeAndre Swift with the Bears. Like, the Bears offense could be pretty great. They got to lean on the run game with a rookie quarterback. Mike Evans going to put up another 1,100-yard season probably. I think the Bruiser Bears are sneaky.
That's what I said.
Okay, all right. What a valuable input we have here. So, after everything we've said here, this is where I'm going to toss it up to the fans. You know, after everything we've said, the Bruiser Bears, we talked about the Rods Bods last week. We're about to do another one next week. What is it that makes the DGFL so special? We're kind of like the Biltmore when you think about it. We got buildings, vineyards maybe. People come.
What are you saying?
People go. It's probably a long drive to get there. What is the DGFL? And why is it that twinkle in the star at night? We make the world go round. If it wasn't for the DGFL, America wouldn't have any oil. If it wasn't for the DGFL, there would not be any nuclear missiles. If it wasn't for the DGFL, wildfires would not have raged in California in 2020. DGFL is what the world needs. Again, this is Dirty Master General. Sorry for rambling. It's something I do at the end of every episode. But I think that's all there is to it. Bruiser Bears, salute to you, my man. Hopefully you have a great season. No injuries. Knocking on wood here. I'm hoping you get deep and you get into the playoffs, my man. And with that, I'm signing off. Dirty Master General himself. Do a tagline.
What?
Do a tagline.
And Dirty Master Love guest.
That was epic. See you next week on our next episode of the Dirty Slam Podcast.